It did participate here. Didn't it put a brief in
Not
this?
in the UNC case. I don't.
So it was only
in the
Harvard.
Harvard case.
Right.
And I guess what I would say about that, Justice Sotomayor, is it's true my predecessor took a different view of the facts. The district court rejected that view, and the First Circuit affirmed the district court's factual findings. So as the case comes to this court, it falls within the court's two-court rule about usually deferring to the current concurrent findings of two lower courts.
Now, virtually all of the states that have banned consideration of race in any respect experienced a dramatic drop in enrollment of unrepresented minority students, particularly black students and Native American students, but particularly black students. And even that drop lasted in most of those institutions, if they're not continuing now, at their most prestigious colleges and universities, correct?
That's correct.
So there is a
Respect to
high
Michigan and-
price to pay by banning the minor use of race in college admissions, isn't there?
I agree with that, Justice Sotomayor.
And that means that there's a there's lesser number of diverse graduates that enter the pipeline, not just to the government, but to government departments, to the private sector. Many of them require higher education, and so that pipeline is being reduced, correct?
That's correct.
So in the end, our colorblindness, whatever that means, because our society is not colorblind in its effects, that comes at a high cost not only to UNC and to the state and to the nation as a whole, correct?
That is correct. And I think, again, to return to the example of the military, it's the pipeline question is critically important there because the military has a closed personnel system. And what that means is we don't do lateral hiring. And the individuals who are entering college today, the individuals who are participating in ROTC programs today at civilian institutions or who are admitted to the service academies today are the closed universe of individuals who are going to be eligible for leadership in the military in 20 and 30 years' time.
So if we overrule Bakke, Grutter, and Fisher, the diversity admissions programs across the nation, based on those cases, will have to be reformulated
Yes.
in every instance. We will have to work affecting countless existing programs.
Correct.
We're reducing underrepresented minorities.
Yes.
We are depriving others who are not there of the benefits of diversity.
Yes.
And we're doing all this because race is one factor among many that is never solely determinative, correct?
Yes.
Seems like a lot to ask.
But I do want to emphasize to the questions about whether this will end and the questions that Justice Barrett and Justice Kavanaugh, you were asking about Grutter's 25-year context, that I do think that eventually there is an endpoint in sight, and it comes directly from the court's narrow tailoring doctrine in this area. I think that diversity in higher education is absolutely a compelling interest, and it will remain so. That is constant. That's not going to change. But our society is going to change in ways that enable more and more universities and colleges to try to achieve the benefits of educational diversity without having to take race explicitly into account.